Keenan, coming here, you played several seasons at BYU. You're an older guy, but you're a new guy. What's it been like the first couple of months trying to assimilate to a new team?
It's been really smooth. Actually, I talk to my wife about it all the time. Like, it's been an easy transition for us, and I tell her a lot of the time. I'm like, man, the team, the culture it's really good and it's strong. And like me coming in, you never know how it is. You transfer in schools, you don't know how it's gonna be. But Tennessee's been really loving. The players have been great to me. It's been great to get to know them.
Adam and Vince.
You were a bowl MVP against Josh Heupel's Central Florida team. Did he ever discuss that with you? Did you remember that? What were your impressions of that offense when you went against it 3 years ago?
Yeah, we talked about it all the time. It was kind of funny when he first brought it up to me. We played them, UCF. In the COVID year, I think they had a lot of guys missing. We kind of took it to them, but man, that's some tempo right there. It almost doesn't even feel like football for a second. You're feeling like it's rugby because it's so up tempo. But yeah, that was a cool experience.
Two things. Why were you looking for to move on from BYU?
Yeah, it was my last year. BYU was making some changes on the D staff too, but I felt like it was a good opportunity for me to transfer and to come to a place like Tennessee, and that's what I fell in love with. I think I got what I was wanting out of my last year to be, and I'm excited for the future.
What kind of role do you see yourself in this year?
Can you ask that one?
Yeah, what kind of role do you see yourself playing on this team this year?
Yeah, whatever they need me to do. You talked about it. A lot of people talk about my age. I'm an old man on the team, and it's kind of a funny joke. But if I can bring any type of leadership or experience in any way, that's what I hope to do. Other than that, I hope my play just speaks for itself, that I can give the energy and effort each day for the boys around me.
Your name was mentioned as one of the leaders in the linebacking core. How have you earned the trust of everybody to be a leader already?
I really I didn't try to, I try not to say much, tried not to be, when I first came in, didn't want to be too vocal or too out there. You know how that is with transfers coming in and wanting to do too much. And, I always ask that I can, kind of work from the ground up. I hope that my actions can speak for myself and everything will flow however it needs to flow. And if the room needed more leaders, I could definitely step in and help.
McCallum talked to us on Tuesday about one of the reasons that he was motivated to transfer here was to challenge himself by playing in the SEC. Was that part of it for you to play in this conference against what is perceived to be the best players?
Yes, that was something I was very excited about, and being in the transfer portal was something I wanted.
You mentioned you're one of the older guys in the room, but in a room full of young guys, who's impressed you the most, you coming in with as much experience as you have?
Man, these young guys are great. I think guys like Arion, stick out, and you got Jalen, Jeremiah, great athletes, Ben Bolton, Will. They're young, but they're really athletic, and they're going to make some noise here in the future, for sure.
You played when BYU came here, I guess it was 2019. You
Yeah.
played in that game. What do you remember about that? Did that come up at all when you have some flashbacks when you came here on your visit?
Yeah, they asked me about that. That was my freshman year at BYU. We came to Tennessee. I think it was 2019. The one thing I remember from the game was just the crazy, atmosphere. Even to this day, I remember that game, how loud it was. I think they caused us to have 2 false starts, like right at the beginning of the game, just because of the noise of the stadium. So that was a pretty cool experience, being able to be there and remember that game.
I guess at one point Tennessee was going to play at BYU this season.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this.
Were you disappointed that didn't happen here? Even I guess that was determined before you transferred and all that.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it, but.
Frankie, what's Tennessee getting in fellow BYU transfer Gabe Judy-Lally?
Gabe's gonna work. I know Gabe. He was at BYU for I think maybe 6 months. He transferred in from Vanderbilt, and it's cool to have him here in Tennessee. But they're gonna get someone. He's gonna work. he's a smart football player, and he brings a lot of size into the corner room. Great player.
Back here in the back, you said you were married. Tell me about that dynamic, having to manage your time with your wife, with school, and playing football. What's that like for you?
It can be tough at times, but man, I always feel blessed. I feel like I found a good one because she's as about in as me. It can get hard sometimes because you're away so much, and they're waiting there and want to see you and want to spend time. But man, she's in it, bought in as me. She massages me in the night, like takes anything to help my body and make me feel healthy for sure.
I know it's only 6 practices in, so it's not a finished product, but how are you adapting to this scheme defensively, picking up the playbook, and is it kind of learning on the fly, or did you do a lot of preparation before even practice started?
Yeah, what helped me the most being in spring ball now was that little time period in winter workouts. I was really able to dive into the playbook and get a head start, and I think that's kind of helped me flow into spring, especially you're taking those plays and now you're trying to transfer it into playing, so for sure.
Keenan, for those who may not have seen you play, how would you describe yourself as a linebacker, how you play the game?
I feel like my greatest tangible is that I'll play to the whistle. You're going to feel my energy and effort and everything I have on game day. I feel like that's a big plus for me. I felt like I can help in the run, help in the pass, but really you're going to get a guy that plays to that whistle every single down.
Back up front, Keenan. How different schematically is what you were doing at BYU to what is being asked in this defense this year?
Different for sure, but there was a lot of carryover. I think in philosophy it was really different. Tennessee's obviously a little more aggressive than way more aggressive than compared to what I was doing at BYU. So a lot of it carries over, but it's different for sure. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.